tired of y'all playing the divine feminine energy like this. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I get recommended videos on YouTube and I see people talking about divine femininity, like it's this thing that means all this bullshit. Like they'll say, like, people just be BSing. They'll say that divine femininity is fake and that it makes women powerless and, you know, it's riddled in sexism. I'm like, babe, let me educate you. You do not know what you're talking about. So this video is going to be about divine feminine myths, bunking and debunking divine feminine myths, so that we can understand what the divine feminine truly is, so that if you have been hesitant to connect with the divine feminine, you don't really know what it is, you just been jumping to conclusions, let's talk about it. Let's debunk some of these myths, these classic myths and untruths about divine femininity, so that you can really know what it really is all about and come to your own conclusion, you know, from that perspective. Make sure you thumbs up this video so that we can get a lot of people seeing this video and stuff like that. Thumbs it up. And yeah, let's get right into it. So let's start here, right? Let's start from the beginning. Let's look at the definition for divine femininity. So let's say define divine femininity. The divine feminine is the feminine aspect of the divine power that connects and binds the earth together. In other words, it is the goddess energy that exists within all of us. Many ancient cultures have a divine feminine concept. The Egyptians had Isis, the Greeks had Aphrodite, and the Hindus have Shakti. In the West, we really don't have a divine feminine God figurehead. We only have God or Jesus because Christianity was the religion that they pushed to us the most, or is the most popular, and what the country of the USA was founded on. But within that same context, we don't have a divine feminine figurehead. We have the closest thing to it we have is Mother Mary and stuff like that. But she's not as acknowledged as much as God is, even though that she literally birthed God, and without her, there would be no God. But we forgot about this in this history. And whether you're a religious person or you're a spiritual person or you are a science-based person, it really doesn't matter, because when we talk about religion, we are talking about the perception that we have when it comes to culture and society. Religion reflects a bigger ideal. Religion reflects an ideal that society has at the current moment. And us in America, we have very patriarchal views on God, because the highest form of leadership, you know, in the context of life, you know, is God. It is the one who is above the one who is above the one, right? I'm not a religious person, but I'm just explaining this to you from the context of what religions do. Religions are ideals meant to help a society understand, you know, creation itself. And we've only been taught here about one aspect of creation, which is the masculine aspect. That's why most of us here in the United States say the word he, and we describe God as he. Even though if you actually do your research and look back into history, there was a person who was also equally worshipped, even in Christianity. Her name was Ashira, and Ashira was the feminine aspect of God. And then we also obviously had the male aspect of God. But we forgot about this because of the rise of the patriarchal times. Okay, so divine femininity does not exist to appease men and to only attract men, which is the first myth that I'm going to talk to you guys about. The myth and understanding that divine femininity only exists as a means for women to attract a man and get a man. First things first, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a relationship. I think a lot of us judge people who put relationships on a pedestal. A lot of us put money on a pedestal and friendship on a pedestal. But at the same time, we usually deny the inner desire that we actually truly do want a romantic partner, that we actually do want a healthy partnership. And what we focus on grows. So if we only focus on money and finances and all the other stuff of life, but we never develop relationship skills and romantic relationship skills and heal, we're not going to put ourselves in a good position to be able to experience that in our lives. So there's nothing wrong with valuing relationships, right? But at the same time, divine femininity does not exist solely to attract a man. Divine femininity exists within us so that we can heal ourselves as women, because the divine feminine essence is about emotion. It's about going within. It's about tapping into this society that tells us that emotions are bad, evil, and weak, and it is bad to be vulnerable. Divine femininity is about honoring our emotions, honoring going with inside of our hearts, honoring softness, honoring vulnerability, and understand that the more we actually feel our emotions and heal through our emotions, that's what makes us stronger and not weak. It is weak and more vulnerable to always walk away and hide and suppress your feelings. But when you're able to go into your divine femininity, you're able to actually go to the depths of your soul and be reconnected with your vulnerability, and seeing vulnerability and softness as a superpower. And that's what divine femininity is truly about. Divinity, divine femininity is not just basic femininity. Divine femininity is about divinity. It's about sacredness. Okay, put some respect on her name. 2. The next myth that, we hear in the feminine creator community is that we have to look a certain way, and that if you don't dress a certain way or look a certain way, then there's no way that you can be feminine. Feminine only has to look like this cookie cutter image of prim and proper and the color pink. And if you're not wearing the color pink, then you're not feminine. If your hair is not down, then you're not feminine. If you don't have earrings on all the time, then you're not feminine. You're not feminine. However, divine femininity, divinity is about energy. It's about connecting to source. It's about understanding our spirit. So divine femininity is about understanding our energy. It truly is about feminine energy. It's about relaxation. It's about how comfortable do we feel in our own skin. It's about confidence, and not confidence that comes from doing something over and over again, but it's about understanding that we are naturally worthy, that we are worthy of the best, that we are sacred, that our bodies are sacred. And if we are sacred, and if we are naturally divine, and if we help to birth things in this universe, then we only expect the best out of the best from life. And once you understand and have that innate sense of worthiness, you attract the best towards you. Divine femininity is about getting back in tune with yourself. It's less about what you look like and more about the energy that you radiate. When people come into your field, do they leave feeling depleted, or do they leave feeling uplifted? That's you being in your femininity. You being in your femininity is being a natural healer, is being somebody with natural elegance, is being somebody who has that way about them that inspires others without having to do too much. You're influential. You see, masculinity and divine masculinity has a lot to do with fighting and war. But divine femininity is soft control. It's power, it's influence that doesn't have to touch anything or do anything. It just is. Okay? 3. The next myth. You have to talk like this. In order to be feminine, you have to talk like this. And you always have to use this really, really soft voice. And if you don't use this soft voice, then you're not feminine. And you gotta make sure that, when you're talking to men, you have to, be ladylike, and you have to, sound like a baby, because you can't sound like a grown woman. That's not feminine. That's not attractive, okay? All right? Now, baby, let me tell you something. Divine femininity is where you feel the most relaxed. It's when you feel the most relaxed in your body. You're connected to yourself. You take some deep breaths in through your nose. You sound your exhales. You're naturally in your body, and your natural voice is relaxed. Your natural voice is authentic. That's feminine voice. Feminine voice is not about trying to sound a certain kind of way, Because by definition, you are trying, you are not being. Stop trying and start being. Start allowing yourself to be in a state of relaxation. Stop being defensive because you have so many walls up and your soul just walled up because you're afraid to love. Allow the love to flow through you. Allow yourself to speak naturally through your body. That's your feminine voice. It's more than just sounding like a freaking, oh my God, this is what you talk like. Oh my God, yes, femininity. No, it's about who you are when you are the most authentic. Because feminine energy is magnetism. It's reception. It's the ability to receive. So by nature, femininity is a magnet. It pulls things inward. And what truly creates magnetism is authenticity. It's when you are the most comfortable, when you're the most relaxed, and when you don't have to try too hard, you are. That's what radiates femininity. Naturally, you may have a soft voice. Naturally, you might be more like me. I'm a fire Mercury, okay? But baby, I got this Taurus moon. I got Cancer energy all up and in here. That's your naturally also can be rested in your femininity as well, okay? But this is my natural, authentic self. Your natural, authentic self is femininity on a divine level, okay? You don't gotta do too much. You don't gotta try too hard. You just are, baby. You're a queen. All right. You know how to sensationalize everything about you. Everything is delicious. Everything about you is ideal. Okay, let's get into it. The next thing is that divine femininity has a particular religious affiliation. Baby, no. Divine femininity is in every religion and in every culture. Like I said, in the West, we got it a little messed up, but all over everywhere else, in most cultures, from the East, the West, Africa, everywhere, well, they all have a goddess. They all have a goddess figurehead. They all value Mother Nature. We can find it somewhere in their culture, especially if we were to peel back the layers and go all the way back to all of our ancestors. All of our ancestry, all of us at some point in history had a goddess figurehead. And like I said, there's many religions, there's many cultures. You can't tell me that somebody who grew up in Thailand, who naturally is a Buddhist or something, is wrong, okay? And they can't be feminine because they're not Christian. Feminine women don't just come in Christianity or come in whatever-anity or whatever the case is. Femininity is bigger than religion. It's an energy. It's an essence. It's something that we all can tap in. Whether we call it Shakti, whether we call it Isis, whether we call it Oshun, Vyameya, whether we call it Aphrodite, whatever the case is, Osset, whatever. There's so many words for it. It exists in every culture for a reason because it's a part of all of us, right? You don't have to be Christian. You don't have to be anything to be feminine. It's a natural essence that we can all tap into and learn from all different cultures. And lastly, divine femininity, one of the last things I'm going to talk about is the only way to be feminine is if you're weak and you just accept anything from anyone. You are a slave. You spend your whole life cooking and cleaning for people against your will, and you have to do a bunch of things to get things in life. Everything sucks and you feel depleted as a woman. Babe, no. Divine femininity is freedom. It is the freedom to create your life in whatever way that you want. It is the freedom to do anything that you want. It's being work optional. It's being like, do I want to work today or do I not want to work today? It's also like when it comes to the cooking and cleaning thing. Let's talk about it. Do y'all want to live in a dirty house? Like, not that, you know what I'm saying? Divine femininity is having options. Maybe you're so abundant and juiced up in your divine femininity because you're living in your joy and pleasure and you radiate that energy that makes people fall in love and you're just in your natural abundant state. So you have the ability to have options. You have the ability to select quality partners and to select men who are only top tier. You have the ability to be able to hire a cook, to hire a chef, to hire a cleaner because you are abundant and tapped into the highest source of creativity in this world. The divine feminine created everything in existence. Like I said at the beginning of this video, don't forget there would be no God without the goddess. Nothing can exist in this world without the womb, without the sacred portal. So you can create your life in any way that you want. Stop thinking that in order to live this soft life, you have to be a slave to somebody. Absolutely not. As a person who grew up with, you know, a very masculine father and a, you know, pretty feminine mother, my mom has options, okay? She got options. She can do whatever she wants to do. And I know plenty of other women, they can do whatever they please. Their life is free because they know the power of manifesting. They know the power of vision. And vision and manifesting, the law of attraction itself, is feminine energy. Don't believe me? Study the yin and the yang, right? The yin energy is about attraction. It's about pulling things towards you. It's about imagination. It's about community. It's about vision. And the masculine energy is about going after and going to getting it done. Okay, making it happen. Logic, structure. Femininity is structureless. It's formless. You can't see it. You can't hold it. That's why it's mysterious. Everybody wants to figure it out. Everybody wants a piece of it because they cannot understand it. It is the dark matter, the black earth, the black energy that science has yet to understand. But at the same time, that dark matter, dark energy birthed this entire universe and is the reason why our universe expands. It is in the beginning of Genesis that talks about before there was anything, before there was light, there was darkness and water hovering over the surface of the deep. That darkness that so many different religions talk about, that void energy, is femininity. Nothing exists without it. So that is what divine femininity is about. It doesn't exist solely so that you can only satisfy men and be a slave. It doesn't exist so that you can lose all your freedom. It doesn't exist so you have to look like a certain way. Divine femininity is freedom. Freedom of choice, abundance, prosperity, knowing your worth, knowing your value, honoring your emotions, honoring your intuition, and getting back in tune with your body, sensuality, and sexuality. And that's what I love to talk about, and that's what my channel is all about. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and comment down below what you believe divine feminine energy is all about. And if you want to learn more, if you're intrigued, check out the different videos on my page. I'll link some down below in the description box, as well as my courses that I have on divine femininity. Psychic Secrets of Seduction, the course that allows you to become energetically magnetic. I mean, pull anything in through ancient techniques that literally can get you on cloud 9 when it comes to your magnetism. Like, no more chasing energy, only pulling in energy when it comes to men or anything that you want. I have people that took that course that said they attracted 6-figure deals, okay? And a man. Period. Also, Goddess of Worth, my inner work course to create your outer reality. Get rid of those limiting beliefs that are stopping you from living your best freaking life. That's what divine femininity is all about. Go within. Stop being so stuck in your head. Get back into alignment with who you truly are. Period. And join me at my retreat coming very soon in March 2023. It's gonna be lit. Comment down below. Sign up by sending my team an email at goddesscourseinfo@gmail.com. Hop on a call with us so we can feel your vibe and energy. And let's work something out. I'll see you at my super transformational, luxurious retreat with multi-millionaires in the building. Women that are gonna teach you everything from abundance and to love. And you know your girl gonna show you some stuff. Okay? I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace.